All right, court is resuming the docket on the live stream. This is case number Z8081551, Damon Keith Dancy. The charge is operating while visibly impaired. This is the date and time for sentencing in this matter. And Mr. Dancy, if you're in the virtual courtroom, please say your name for the record.
Damon Dancy.
Thank you, Mr. Dancy. Who's representing Mr. Dancy?
Bob Zaranek for Mr. Dancy, Your Honor, P39346.
Thank you.
Mr. Dancy's here today for a sentencing judge, and we have a pre-sentence report that was generated. Mr. Dancy appeared pretty favorably in the probation officer's eyes, Judge. We believe the recommendation is fair. Recommendation is for an alcohol highway safety class, a victims impact panel class, and 9 months of probation and fines and costs. We're asking the court to adopt that recommendation, Your Honor. He does work, Judge. He's got a degree in culinary arts, and he does some barbecuing and things like that. He was working at a paycheck job, but he left to do this on his own. So he does make some cash, but he doesn't have a lot of cash, Judge. He's got a wife and 3 kids to raise, as you know. It's not cheap. And so we're asking that just costs and fees be kept to a minimum.
Okay. Mr. Dancy,
Yes, ma'am.
is the report factually correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. The court has had the opportunity to read through the report, and you indicated it is factually correct. Mr. Dancy, I think that the probation officer really has given you probably the least, I don't know. I don't want to say least serious, but the mildest form of recommendation that they give for a period of 9 months. So the court is going to follow that recommendation. I was just hesitating because I'm rethinking the fines and costs that I was about to assess because of your financial situation. But we are going to sentence you, sir, to 9 months probation under the following conditions. First of all, you must pay the $100 assessment fee if you have not already done so. So $100 must be paid to the probation department, and you need to do that as soon as possible.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
will be sentencing you to 9 months of probation under the following conditions. You must be tested monthly for your urinalysis must be tested. Your urine must be tested monthly for any illegal drugs or alcohol. And for the record, no illegal drug use was indicated. You must complete the alcohol highway safety education level 1 class. You must complete the victims impact panel. The urinalysis is $20, I believe, $20 a month. And yes.
It's 10.
Oh, $10 a month. Okay, great. All right.
Supervision is 30.
Okay. The urinalysis then is $10 a month. So I think, Mr. Dancy, that you should be able to pay that. That's a total of $90. I'm also going to charge the crime victims' rights fee, which is $75. But I will give you the option of 20 days community service let me make that 20 hours, 20 hours of community service in lieu of fines and other costs. I'll give you that option, 20 hours of community service. But if you wanted to pay those costs and fines, it would be $200 plus $65 costs. And that would be in addition to the $75 Crime Victims' Rights Fund. So it would be an opportunity for you to eliminate $265 from your fines and costs if you elect to do the 20 hours community service. Mr. Dan, which do you think you would prefer?
I'll do the community service.
Okay, then I'm going to recommend, Madam Clerk, I don't know if they're able to find Mr. Dancy a community service assignment that would be compatible with his culinary skills, but that would be my request, if possible. I don't know if they can do that, but if they could, that would be my request. I don't know, because of the health department concerns and all that, it may not be possible, but we will let you do 20 hours community service in lieu of the $200 fine and $600 cost. But the other costs, $75 to the Crimes Victims' Rights Fund and the urinalysis fee, as well as the probation assessment fee of $100 must be paid. And we will give you the time frame of your probation period to pay everything, but that $100 assessment fee should be paid first.
Yes,
and as
ma'am.
soon as possible. Madam Clerk, have I got anything on his sentencing?
Your Honor, as far as the community service, as far as the health department, I'm certified in everything. Like, I'm ServSafe certified, have my food handler. So if I'm able to do community service in the culinary field, that'd be great. So I'm certified in every aspect of the health department.
I would love that for you. Please let the community service department know that when they evaluate you. And the reason I'm doing that, Mr. Dancy, is because sometimes it will lead to more permanent employment for you. And you have a skill like that, sir, you should be able to use it. And I think, Mr. Dancy, the other thing I'd just like to say to you, sir, is that I don't think that the probation officer felt that you had a serious problem, but you really don't need to have a serious problem to have a fatal accident when
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
under the influence of alcohol. So this is just a warning for you. It just means God wasn't ready for you, because some people don't get a warning. Sometimes people, the first time they're involved with operating under the influence or any form of drunk driving is the last time, because it ends in a fatality. So for you, sir, we just want to get your attention this time and let you know how very serious this is and could have been for you. So hopefully this will be the last time we see you under these circumstances. Mr. Dancy, you have a very famous name too, sir. Did you know that?
Yes, ma'am. My mother. You talking about Judge Damon Keith?
Yes.
Yeah, my mother. That's what she. That's where the name come from.
All right. So we holding you to a high standard, sir.
Yes, ma'am. You won't see me again for sure.
Prestigious name. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, and good luck, Mr. Dancy. This is Tamika Horn with the City of Detroit, and I just wanted to add, because our probation officer, Officer McCall, is here. She did confirm that as far as the testing fees, they're $10 if he tests here at 36th District, but those fees could be a little bit more if he goes to an outside agency. just to make him aware of that. In addition to any community service, the people are asking that that community service be done within the city of Detroit.
All
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
And we will make that part of the request. And I don't know, like I say, I don't know if they can find a placement for you in the food service industry, but I think you should make them aware that you are licensed and certified so that if they can do it, they will.
Yep. And Ms. Green, according to Officer McCall, Ms. Green is the community service specialist. So he'll speak to Ms. Green and coordinate with her on that community service aspect.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
In your honor, supervision fees, are you,
I'm waiving those. Oh, you mean the oversight fees,
yes,
which are $35 monthly?
35? Yes.
I'm going to waive those. For the community service exchange. So we'll waive those oversight, but not the crime victims' rights fee, not the urinalysis testing, not the probation assessment fee,
Okay. Thank
but
you.
everything else we'll waive for the 20 hours community service. All right, so we're giving you a big break this time.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Your Honor.
And I hope that you appreciate it, and I hope that we won't see you again under these circumstances, sir. Just means you
Promise you won't.
really have to be careful.
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Dancy, no drinking and driving, sir. No drinking and driving at all during the
ma'am.
period of this 9 months. All right. Anything else?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. And Mr. Dancy, the clerk will let you know how you will be in touch with the Community Service Department as well as probation. And Madam Clerk, you have Mr. Dancy's contact information, correct? Okay.
Yes, I do.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Dancy. You may disconnect from the hearing, sir. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
I did see that you entered.
You may disconnect, sir. And is anyone else ready for the live stream?
Judge, we do have a plea on Jeffrey Ruff, R-U-F-F.
All right. Then if we could bring in Mr. Ruff,
Okay.
that case number for Mr. Ruff is SP 119-58091, Jeffrey Stephen Ruff, RUFF, and the charge is driving an unregistered or untitled vehicle, count 2 of that same ticket, no insurance, and count 3 improper plates. If Mr. Jeffrey Ruff is in the virtual courtroom, please say your name for the record.
Yes, my name is Jeffrey Ruff.
Good morning, Mr. Ruff. Who's representing Mr. Ruff?
Bob Zaranek for Mr. Ruff, Your Honor. Morning, Judge. Mr. Ruff is here on a pretrial today. We did work out a plea agreement where Mr. Ruff would plead to the improper plate charge. That's the third count on the ticket. The other 2 would be dismissed. He's ready to enter that plea, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Ruff, you've heard the representation of your lawyer. Are you in agreement with that representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ruff, were you advised of your right to a trial? Mr. Ruff, could you take off your hat for me, please? You're in a virtual courtroom. I know you.
Oh, okay. It's like a hot mess.
Okay. All right, sir, but we do ask you to take your hat off inside the courtroom. Okay. You were advised of your right to a trial. Did you say yes?
Yes.
So you understand that if you were to have a trial, normally it would take place inside of the 36th District Court, but because of the pandemic, this court is closed to the public. And so you've agreed to participate on Zoom technology today. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Ruff, did you have an opportunity to speak to your attorney about all of your rights?
Yes.
Sir, did anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything in exchange for your plea?
No, no, Your Honor.
Mr. Ruff, are you pleading guilty of your own free will?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you pleading guilty because you are actually guilty?
Yes,
And sir, by pleading guilty, you know that you are waiving or giving up your right to a trial. Is that correct?
yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that you're giving up your right to a trial, you wish to go forward with the guilty plea, right?
Yes,
All right, sir, please raise your right hand and be sworn. Mr. Ruff, do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth to the best of your knowledge and belief?
yes, Your Honor.
You may lower your hand, sir, on the date, the time, and the location indicated in the ticket ending in 958093. Were you driving a motor vehicle in the city of Detroit?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you stopped by a police officer?
Yes, ma'am.
Were the plates on that vehicle improper?
Yes, they were, Your Honor.
Mr. Zaranek, are you satisfied with the factual basis?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
The court will accept the guilty plea being satisfied with the factual basis. We will also accept the recommendation to dismiss the remaining two charges previously read into the record. And the fine, sir, for improper plates is is that fine one? Oh, here it is. $145. $145. Mr. Ruff, are you able to pay that amount within 30 days, sir?
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to pay it actually this Friday when I get my check. This Friday, I get paid every week.
All right, and you know you can pay that online, 36districtcourt.org or at the kiosk or on the DivDat app.
Oh, yes, yeah, but I'm aware of how to use it.
All right, sir. If you have no other questions, you may disconnect from the hearing.